Hello and welcome to this episode of the Excalibur podcast hosted by me, Kyle Brooks. Do you know what the two worst words in the English language are? I know. Why? Because that shuts you off from doing any learning and embracing something new. It shows that you have a closed mind. And secondly, if somebody is telling you a story, for example, a child comes up to you and tells you something that you've heard a million times, and you say, I know, you automatically see how that just pops their bubble and their ego starts to deflate. What benefit does that do you? Nothing. The thing that we need to focus on is being curious. It is one of the founding principles in the Warrior King Matrix that we epitomize in the Excalibur program. You want to be really curious about everything around you, looking at things from a brand new perspective. And when you get to do that, you understand and get to learn brand new things. For example, a lot of clients come to me and they will ask me for advice, and they will start to take me up on that and start the program. But then there's this instance where they think that they know better. I want to do this, I don't want to do this. Or, this program's great, but I believe that I would be better if I did this. Perfect. If that's what you feel, then do it. Why come to me then if you want to rationalize your thought process and rationalize your thinking? If you already know and have the knowledge to do and be everything that you want to be, then why aren't you? You see, there is a founding principle here, is that most men have this pride that shuts them off from asking for help and being curious about the situation enough to start implementing the things that experts in the field know how to do. You see, I didn't get the way that I am right now by dilly-dallying or haphazardly practicing things. No, I experimented day in and day out to refine and meticulously craft a program that makes me into the best version of myself. It gives me the best attitude, the most confidence, as well as makes me look, feel, and be as strong as I possibly can. So if I've spent 2 decades refining this process, and you come to me and ask for my assistance, I'm going to give you that. But then have the decency to be curious about the situation enough to actually start implementing what I tell you, and not start thinking about your own aspects and your own frame of reference, because you've been doing that for however long you've been alive, and you're in the situation that you are right now. And that applies to almost every other aspect in life. When you approach things with a curious mind, you gain the insight to truly learn and embrace new behaviors. You approach things from the perspective of not wanting to shut them down or not wanting to push them away, but rather understand. And it puts you in the driver's seat. Say, for example, people that used to trigger you, people that would really set you off because of certain behaviors. If you approach that from a curious state of mind, you gain the perspective to be in the driver's seat, to ask and to try and understand, where does this behavior come from? And that perspective allows you to start to manipulate the situation. Manipulation is always looked at from a bad perspective or frowned upon. But if you look at a swordsmith molding iron and steel into a sword. They're manipulating that steel. They're taking it and they're making it into something better. You see, that's the same approach that I have to any manipulation tactics. When you're manipulating the situation to craft it into something that is better, that is what the difference is with curiosity. You gain the insight to finely tune your circumstances, your environment, and your own reality to whatever you choose it to be. But coming back to the state of being curious and being open to learning new things with this brand new year, are you open to wanting to understand where you're going, what the next steps are in your life, and just what got you here? You know, and most people, they look at the past and they never truly review it. They never look at it from the perspective of, what made me do that? Why did I hook up with that person? Why did I choose to connect with them? Why did I act that way? When you start to be curious and not judgmental about your behavior, your perspective, and your way of doing things, that is when you gain the insights to start changing it, to start understanding what you truly could be capable of. Because you see, every behavior is useful and was useful at a particular time in your life. But like most things, they need to be upgraded. You upgrade your phone every single year. You upgrade your TV. You get constant updates to your software on your technology. But how many times are you looking at and starting to change who you are and the programs that you run? You see, if you grasp onto your past you'll be anchored in the past. You'll never truly be able to embrace the future and forget about embracing the present. My perspective on this is very, very simple. Evaluate the past, enjoy the present, and create the future. It's not a very difficult thing to do, but it requires discipline. You see, for me, how I got to where I am right now, I was actually looking at it and reviewing the amount of times that I went to the gym last year. You see, it's not about one good workout, two good workouts. I have this app called the Vitality app. Essentially what they do is they give you a target of going to the gym 75 times a year. And if you meet that target, you get $300 back in your account, which for me pays for my entire gym membership for the year. Well, just about. Being a man of war, I do not do 100%. We always aim to exceed expectations. I looked at the numbers and the amount of times that I actually attended the gym last year, and there were about 154 times that were accounted for, doubling the actual target. And that shows you that it's simple to do what I have done and to be in the shape that I am and to have the mentality that I have. But it's not easy. It requires paying a price. You see, you're willing to pay the price for everything else in life. If you want a brand new car, if you want a brand new cell phone, you pay up front for that. But when it comes time to pay the piper for looking good, for feeling good, for being in the best shape of your life, you try and skirt the payment. You don't want to sacrifice. You look for the quick fix, for the fad diet that is going to help you to get where you want to be, for the pull that you could take that could get you into shape. But I'm here to tell you that all of that is absolute rubbish. If you want to be in the best shape of your life, it's simple. Very, very simple. Eat less calories than you burn every single day. That's going to make you lose weight. It's scientifically proven. It's basically impossible for you not to lose weight if you are consuming less calories than your output every single day. I've had clients that have told me that they are doing this though, and then they don't lose weight. They continue to balloon. For me, that shows me the integrity of that person, because it's a scientific fact that if you choose to eat less than you burn every day, you lose weight. Proven fact. Consume 500 calories less than you burn every single day for an entire week, and you will lose 1 pound of fat. Boom. Honest to God, proven fact. But if you tell me that you're doing this, but then gain weight, that shows me that you lack integrity. Now, I've had a client like this. He said, I am doing everything that you're telling me to do. And he was doing an exorbitant amount of physical training, but he was still gaining weight. He blamed it on his disease or whatever it was that was keeping him that way. Does not make any scientific proof, though, behind that. There's no way that you can, that is physically impossible, to still gain weight unless you're gaining muscle if you are consuming less than you're putting out. And that is why we've integrated integrity into our Warrior King Matrix, because integrity is doing the right thing even when nobody's watching. See, most of the time when you're on a diet or on your path, on your journey, you're going to be put into situations where nobody's going to be around you. For example, if you pull up to a red light at night and there's nobody around you, are you going to stand there and wait for it to turn green? Or are you going to push through? Nobody's here. Nobody's going to see me. But you know what? God will know, and so will you. And if you do that, that just shows what your character is. If you go through that red light, you're the character that will push through one thing, and then that leads to the next thing and the next thing. And eventually, it's a downward spiral into something and somebody that you don't want to be. So my brothers, my friends, my viewers, I implore you, seek high integrity. Seek curiosity this year. Embrace it. Embrace that childlike wonder that you used to have. Watch as you do this and days start to go slower. You start to learn more. You start to enjoy life so much more. By threading those two together, I guarantee you that the rest of your life is going to be the best of your life. And that's it for this episode, guys. You know where to find us. You can find us on Excalibur Coaching, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, as well as Spotify, which you're probably listening to right now. Have a fantastic day.